What's going on, everybody? It is your host, Davy the Butcher, and welcome to another podcast.
And your co-host, Mazzi. What's happening, everybody?
Yes, Mazzi was able to come back to the 1940s with me. He did not disappear again, so that's good. And yeah, unfortunately, it's just us, the two of us again. But you know what? It's fine. Why not? Because why not?
Yeah, it'll still be pretty lit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now, on this episode, we are in 1940s, if I didn't say that already. And this was around when World War II happened. Which was, I know a few, like one or two historical events that happened back then. Like, I know, it was December 7th, 1941, I believe. It was 1941 or 1942. Don't remember, but that was when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. And yeah, a bunch of lives were lost.
Not much of a history guy, but I have to say World War II, like, whenever it comes up in history class, like, I'm always very, like, perked up because I'm always interested in, like, the tanks and stuff. Not a politic guy, though.
Yeah, that's one of, like, the main things I remember about World War II is the Pearl Harbor attack. But I know, probably just because I've seen the Pearl Harbor movie with Ben Affleck, and I forget the other guy's name. He plays his name is like Danny in the movie.
Danny DeVito? Why was that the first thing that popped in my head? Imagine him in a Pearl Harbor movie. I couldn't take it seriously.
Yeah, it's like, but when they were, I remember the United States went to Japan and dropped some atomic bombs in Japan, but that was Danny DeVito in one of those planes dropping atomic bombs, like
it was him doing a cannonball. That's terrible.
He's like, God. Whoa, I dropped my monster bomb.
You mean like Monster Bomb? Like Monster the energy drink?
Yeah, you could call it that. I was thinking something else, but I don't want to say it.
Yeah, I'm guessing I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Here, let me get this a little closer. Here. Might want to get closer to the mic just in case.
We good.
Yeah. Because one thing I noticed from the last podcast is you could like barely hear you. Anyways, so yeah, we were talking Danny DeVito bombing Japan. And then I believe all those planes, all the Americans crash landed. They were out of gas or something. And they just landed in China, where I found out that they eat dog and cat.
Oh, that's heartbreaking to hear.
Yeah, literally,
heart-wrenching, I should say.
But they think it's disgusting that we eat cows, like, from hamburgers, and then like chickens and pig.
Yeah, I mean, it could be culture. Like, I don't know if it's China or India, but one of them, like I've studied a lot of religions and stuff, and I know that like one of them thinks that like cows are like some sacred source of divinity. I don't know. I think I'm talking about India. I'm kind of mixed up in countries.
Yeah.
But that could be why, like, for religious reasons or cultural reasons.
Yeah. And another thing about China, I heard like, isn't there like some like disease or pollination that's like spreading all over the country?
Coronavirus.
Yeah, coronavirus. That's been a meme lately.
Don't go to China, my dudes.
Yeah. Wake me up when there's a Bud Light virus.
What?
That was a meme I found the other day. I posted it on Facebook.
A Bud Light, like a beer virus?
Yeah, because Corona, that's like a beer
Oh,
company.
I get it.
That's why everyone's like, wake me up when there's a Bud Light virus.
I guess, I don't know, I'm not into like beer. Like, I guess for me it'd be like, wake me up when there's a peppermint tea virus.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Wake me up when there's a Mountain Dew virus.
Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew is like the best drink ever, though.
I don't know. I'd have to say
Even
Peace Tea. I like that a lot.
even though I don't drink Mountain Dew as much, because it's chemicals. It's not good for you to drink it all the time. But anytime I drink Mountain Dew, yeah, it's always super good. But lately I've been drinking some Dr. Pepper. It's I don't know. It's kind of flat tasting. Like, it's not juicy or anything. It's not like, I don't know. I still crave it from time to time, but it's a pretty flat tasting, or whatever you like to call it, to me.
Less carbonation.
Yes. Yeah.
You know that carbonation feeling that a lot of white people say is spicy?
Like, really?
Yeah, like, I don't know, it's kind of white to feel like pop being spicy, but as a kid I used to love pop because my mom is a health nut and never let me have pop, but now I'm just like kind of thankful for that because I've taken on her habits, and I don't know, sometimes I get urges to have pop and get into the temptations, and I taste it and it's like, it's kind of like, I just don't like the texture of it.
Yeah.
That's why I prefer like soft drinks with like no carbonation.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, basically, I drink like any soda pop except for root beer. Root beer is
I did like root beer.
That's the only thing I didn't drink as a kid. But any other soda, I'll drink though. Just don't get me root beer, and I'll be fine. That's the only drink that I despised. I remember trying that. It was not my taste of drinks.
So you probably don't like root beer floats.
Yeah, no, but I've tried a Coke float. One time I'd also tried a Mountain Dew float.
What? Did it taste good?
It wasn't really that good.
It's like mixing hot sauce with ice cream. That's
like
nothing like it.
Yeah, like, you can't mix every drink with ice cream, but it's good with Coke though. I've tried it with Coke and it is amazing.
It's like those Pop-Tart memes. Like, there's always, like, you mix anything with like Pop-Tart ice cream, like soles from a shoe, Pop-Tart.
Yeah. While we're in the 1940s, I want to see what else happened back then. Like, of course, I know there was World War II, and I'm not sure when. I don't remember when World War I took place. I'm guessing it's around like the 1930s, which is actually our next destination. But if I look this up here, can I actually look this up? Oh, there were movies in the 1940s.
Wow, I thought it was just like black and white, but apparently they actually had movies.
Well, basically they're all black and white, but they're like from the 1940s. Let's see. I don't think I've ever seen any of these, but there's one called It's a Wonderful Life. And then you got Casablanca. I don't know how to pronounce it. And they had Citizen Kane. I have no idea, which I also have no idea what that's about.
Seems like a lot of stuff on like the Hallmark Channel.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. If from back then, it's all like Hallmark stuff. Oh, they made a movie about Hitler. It's called The Great Dictator. And then, oh wow, Pinocchio came out in 1940. And Fantasia, the two Gisnet movies.
I do like Fantasia.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that in Disney World as a kid, and I was blown away.
Yeah, Fantasia's good. I remember seeing they had a thing for that like in Hollywood studios. It's called like Fantasmic, and oh my goodness, Dumbo also came out in 1941. I remember seeing Dumbo as a kid.
I don't know why, but whenever I watched Dumbo as a kid, I would like almost cry. Like I would just be sad because they treated him so bad.
Yeah. Oh, and Bambi also came out in 1942.
I was also more empathetic. Like I would always like be so sad watching Bambi and all these stuff. Like I don't know why Disney would make movies with such sad plots. Like the mom dies in Bambi and Dumbo gets bullied. Like
yeah,
early Disney was kind of like dark.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. But I think one thing that Walt Disney said himself was he wants like in all his movies, like he wants you to feel happy. I feel all the emotions in one movie, like times where you feel sad, sometimes where you feel happy or mad or whatever. Which is probably why some of these things are the reason they are. According to something that I saw recently, I think it was something my sister was watching on Disney Plus. It was something about like they were talking about Walt Disney, and like he said like he wants you to feel like every emotion in one film.
My family's had Disney Plus for maybe like 4 months, and I've honestly never watched it yet. Is there anything good on it?
On Disney Plus, they got most of the Pixar movies. Like they got Cars, Toy Story. They have Up, Bug's Life, and then they got some Disney classics too. Like they have. I think they do have. They have the live action Dumbo, which I've seen that too.
You know, like shoot, Austin and Ally, like old shows like that.
Yeah, isn't that a Disney Channel?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I actually take it back. I have watched a few Disney Plus with my sister, and I actually kind of liked Austin and Ally, like old shows like that. I actually like them a lot.
Yeah, I've
They're interesting.
Never really got into the Disney Channel shows. I've watched like one. I've only watched like maybe 1 or 2 episodes of The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and then there's another one. I don't know. I think one time my sister had a bunch of friends over and they watched this other show with Selena Gomez, which I believe was Wizards of Waverly Place or whatever. I just watched like 1 episode of that, and I just never found it interesting. I was always the edgy boy with Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon.
Oh yes, Nicktoons was the stuff. They had DBZ in the mornings and Avatar and all the good anime stuff on Saturdays I liked.
Ooh, yeah. At one point I did watch Dora the Explorer.
Hey, that's...
And I've seen Blue's Clues, and oh yeah, there was a show called Oswald about this big, fat, blue octopus with his doggo that literally looks like a hot dog without the bun. And then they had another show I watched was Wow Wow Wubsy.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I probably referenced this many times, but as a kid, I was a big brony. I loved My Little Pony. Like, I remember stealing my sister's My Little Pony doll. Like, it was just big plush, and I thought it was, like, so cool. And I don't know, that was my thing. Like, I went through a phase when I was, like, 12.
Yeah.
Glad that was the phase.
Yeah, I used to despise bronies a lot, but I don't really care now. I mean, they do whatever they can, but every time I'd go, like, not to be rude or anything, but every time, like, you'll see a brony, it's like, what? You actually like this? What are you, a faggot? And I was like, alright, whatever. It's like now, like, I don't care, I just ignore it. It's just one of the best things you could do with stuff you despise. Just ignore it, doesn't apply to you, or whatever, just leave it, or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's what makes him happy, I guess, but it's kind of weird, like, whenever I have a phase, like, I go through, like, old Sharknado posters in my room I've had put in the attic from when I was 12, or stuff like that. Like, I was kind of a nerd like that, but I always kind of like, oh, was I wasting my time with all these comics? But I always think that's a phase is just what you need at the time, and apparently I needed My Little Pony for some reason at the time.
Yeah. Getting back to 1940s stuff, how about some TV shows that were in the 1940s? Oh, there was one called The Lone Ranger. I remember seeing a movie of that. They, I know Johnny Depp was like the Indian main character. I forget the guy's name that played the Lone Ranger, but I remember we didn't really care for it. We only watched it like once. There's a Marvel show called Agent Carter, which apparently took place in 1940s, which was when which is Captain America's girlfriend or whatever.
There is a series about Captain America's girlfriend in the 40s.
Yeah, Agent Carter. The one she was at the end of Endgame, remember?
Oh yeah, the one that looks like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that's her.
I think I've said that before on the podcast.
I mean, I've seen other girls that look more like Michael Jackson. Like, you got iCarly.
One of my friend's mom looks like Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Three Stooges. They also recently made a movie about that a few years ago. The movie wasn't that great. I mean, it was okay, I guess.
I like Dumb and Dumber better.
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber. Yeah, that was better. But yeah, it looks like there wasn't much in the 40s. Which because, like, that was around the time, like, maybe that was, like, around the time when, like, people first discovered filmmaking or whatever.
If you're born in the 40s, if you're born in 1940, you'd be like 80 today, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but that kind of is like weird to think about, like, people from the Holocaust are, like, still around. Kind of just blows my mind, like, because school makes it seem so old.
But yeah, you can live up to. Yeah, if you're from the 1940s, you could still be alive by now. I mean, you'd be an old. I mean,
you might be like 112 if you actually lived through it and have memories, but
yeah,
very possible because, I mean, I plan to be 112. I mean, if it's God's timing, whenever, it's whatever. But I mean, I'm like eating healthy and stuff because I want to have life and longevity. I want to have a legacy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe there's a chance I could live up to 90, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess it all depends on timing.
I guess, like, besides, like, car crashes and stuff, it depends on health. Like, we really just got to take care of this body God calls our temple, whatever it is.
Yeah, our temporary bodies.
Yeah, technically, we're like immortal beings living a temporary human experience.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
That's kind of cool to think about. Like, I mean, no matter where you go when you die, like, we're still immortal. Like, we'll never die, but this temporary body will. Didn't mean to get too philosophical in the podcast. I know this is supposed to be funny.
Yeah, but wait. Can immortals feel pain though?
I mean, we are immortal, so yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Never mind. Anyways, let's see. I want to see what else is in the 1940s. I should have looked this up earlier, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I guess it's something.
I mean, yeah.
For every episode, just looking up stuff on the time machine while we're in 1940.
Yeah, helps pass the time. I mean, H3 and people like that look stuff up on the podcast.
Yeah, okay. Oh, this is what I meant to look up. Historical events in the 1940s. So, July 5th, 1940, the Battle of Britain. Now, I have no idea about, I don't know much detail about most of these stuff. I'm just reading this off of whatever Google was in this timeline.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Maybe that was like, I don't know, I'm probably thinking of the wrong war, but maybe that was like when they had that war and they dumped like tea and stuff in the sea.
Yeah. Oh, the Jeep was invented in 1941. Yeah.
Did you hear Hummer has their own Cybertruck now?
Oh, really?
Yeah. I still like Tesla's better though.
Is it like the Elon Musk car? Or is it better or worse? Like, what is it?
It depends what you're going for, but like Elon Musk's looks like more futuristic, and I mean you can probably like grill something on the back of the Cybertruck Tesla's, so I mean,
honestly, that truck looks like something a 2-year-old made, written.
Yeah, like draws on a piece of paper. I see what you mean. It's
just
like
draws a bunch of lines. Oh, okay, that's a Cybertruck. That's the future.
It's like Tesla. It's like, you know how people recreate people's drawings into stuffed animals? Like, you ever seen this stuff?
No.
It's like Tesla recreated a 2-year-old's drawing. But it's still a pretty cool car.
Yeah.
Tesla's my favorite of all time, and I don't think Hummer can change that.
Ooh, you want to know something else? Something cool about the 1940s?
Sure.
The first computer was made in 1945.
Nice.
That was when technology started to appear. Now, I don't know. I'd like to look. Actually, That's interesting. I actually want to look that up. Oh, by the way, that was 1941, which was when the Japs attacked Pearl Harbor. So yeah, I want this time. There's so much you can do on this time machine. It's freaking, it's freaking incredible. Let's see, 1945 computer. Let's see what this was like. Ooh. Huh. Wow. As you see here, this apparently this is a computer back then.
That looks honestly more complex than our computers today.
Yeah, like it's not a screen with a keyboard.
It's just like
Like
a bunch
everybody
of
knows. Yeah. It's like 10,000 controls, and I don't see a screen or anything.
Mad respect to them though. That takes a
yeah.
lot of time to build.
Yeah, there were really some geniuses back then that comes up with this stuff. Because I don't know, like
Kind
I
of
wonder
looks like
how
something I'd make
how is
music
that?
on.
I wonder how that works though. Like what was it for? Like was it for like something to try and contact people? Or is it a way of like, I don't know,
Maybe for
early
science.
texting or science? Yeah.
I don't know, probably for like scientists, and I know there were video games like Pong, and I don't know if that was in the 1940s though, but I don't know when video games were invented.
Yeah, I don't think video games were invented yet in 1940s. I think that was the 1960s or 50s. I don't remember. I wonder what was the very first video game made though?
I'm not sure about that one.
Google on the TARDIS. So, here we go. First ever video game. It was a game called Pong,
I knew it.
which was created in the year 1958. So it was the late 50s when the first video game came out. So yeah, they didn't have video games in 1940. I don't know, maybe people didn't have time to think about making video games because it was when like the war was going on and stuff.
I mean, when you're overseas, you probably have a long time to think, like when you're traveling on the sea and stuff.
Yeah. So that's pretty. Also, I want to look up Let's go back to like historical events. I want to see what else happened. Oh, on June 26, 1941, the Mount Rushmore was completed. You know, the thing in like I think it's South Dakota. I don't remember.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the 4 presidents are like statues on a mountain. And let's see, there's something called like a Warsaw Ghetto Uprising, which I have no idea what that's about. And what about Anne Frank goes into hiding? I don't know, it probably has something to do with the Holocaust.
Yeah, and do you know who Anne Frank was?
Wasn't she like a Jew or something?
Yeah, she was hiding from Hitler.
Oh yeah, Hitler committed suicide in 1945. Unless it could have been a fake death.
Bro, what if Hitler was still alive and it was like his... Dude, did you know that Hitler only had one nut?
What?
He did. Look it up. Well, actually, don't look it up. I don't know. You'll find.
I'll look that up later, okay?
I just had to say, like, that's just something interesting I learned about Hitler. That it was like, what? For real?
Oh, here's a period of time. Here's the timeline of World War II. It started in the year 1939 and then it ended in 1945. So it was a long war. So, yeah. And I believe we'll get more into World War One next episode, but we're talking World War II here.
Yes, sir.
And it says
war.
bikinis were invented in 1946. And there was, Slinky toys. I remember playing with one of those.
My sister was just playing with one today, and it's kind of annoying me.
Or here, let's look up some like World War II hit events or whatever. Since like, I don't know, whenever I think 1940, I just think of the war for some reason. I'm not sure why. Alright, here's the cause of World War II. Their leading themes include the political takeover in 1933 of Germany by Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party, which ruthlessly promoted an aggressive foreign policy in violation of the Versailles Treaty. 1919, Japanese militarism against China, Italian aggression against Ethiopia, and the success of Germany. This is all Wikipedia.
Hey, we should do you should do a read the script of the Fitness Gram Pacer test.
Yes. I don't know. I kind of discontinued read the script because I don't know. Like nobody really watches that anyways.
Was it just too tiring?
Well, yeah, it's a little bit of that, and like it's just I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's just I don't see potential for it anymore.
I saw a lot of potential in it. I mean, if you had the right social marketing, like if you knew how to social market, like that could probably be a hit. Just gotta take some classes.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, it says why did Japanese attack Pearl Harbor? It's because the Japs had several major aims. First, it intended to destroy important American fleet units, thereby preventing the Pacific. I gotta quit stuttering. Okay.
Hey,
Sorry
it's
about
okay.
that.
I stutter too sometimes.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, they were preventing the Pacific Fleet from interfering with Japanese conquest of the Dutch East Indies and Malaya to enable Japan to conquer Southeast Asia without interference. I don't know if that's like a good explanation, but it's something, I guess. I don't know.
I think we need to market our podcast towards schools. This would be great for history classes.
Yeah.
Like, imagine hearing about Danny DeVito bombing Pearl Harbor in your history class. I mean, that'd just be my favorite history teacher. I'd actually do my homework then.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be something you're actually interested that happened in history. This is like this. You turn this meme, and this meme was in the war, and then like it bombs a whole country, and you're actually interested in it instead of like what actually happened. Yeah, I would do. Yeah, I'd probably be in that class too. All the edgy boys will be in that class. All the memers. Like, say, Baby Yoda decided to kill Hitler with his little knife or something. I don't know. Or if, what's a good meme?
Doge.
Or, yeah,
Favorite meme of all time.
What if they just dropped Doge bombs? All the bombs had Doge's face on it.
I can actually picture that. Like, that'd be an awesome war.
Yeah.
I hate war. I'm a pacifist.
And the
but
leader.
I definitely join the military if it was Doge bombs.
Yeah, and what if the leader was like someone like a Robbie Rotten or something from Lazy Town?
Like if Robbie Rotten was Stalin or Hitler.
Yeah, it's like, all right, I can see why I have to teach you how to be communists. No.
You should make a meme of that.
I feel like that already was a meme. I feel like I've seen that somewhere.
Maybe you're having deja vu.
Yeah, ain't that creepy? Not really. I don't know. But let's see what else. I feel like there's more we could go into in the 1940s. Was there like a I wonder what it was like downtown. What the schools were like and all, especially like during like the war, like, you know.
I don't know much about the schools except they're like very like discriminatory and like stuff. Like, it's very sad. Like, the special need kids had to be like quarantined. I think like that really upsets me.
Yeah. But yeah, like I don't really know much about schools back then, but yeah, that's one fact, I guess. That was about the past, about all these special kids or whatever. But anyways, I'm gonna get me a drink in this like super fancy schmancy gas station over here. Do you want anything?
Sure.
Alright, what can I get you?
H2O.
That H2O. They must have good water back then. I'm not sure, but I will go and get some.
It's probably good water because it didn't have like fluoride.
Because my mouth is getting super dry from talking. You can just.
I also have to use the restroom.
Okay.
You could just pause it.
Nah. Alright, nah, we can't do that. It's a podcast. But here, how about this? I'll go into the gas station and get the water, and then you can go in and drain the lizard after I come back in, okay?
Okay, I'll make sure the time machine doesn't get stolen.
Yeah, just guard dog it. And, yeah, just talk about whatever.
So, I have good news for you guys. So basically, I was gonna go sorry, I'm stuttering. I was gonna go to the Caribbean for 1 year, but it was too expensive. So basically, the podcast is saved. Mazzi's able. Well, it was gonna be lit before like David would have it taken care of. Like he'd do a pretty good job, but you guys still have a co-host, so I'm still in the podcast, so that's pretty exciting. We have some great ideas for the next podcast, and I'm excited to see what's in store for. So that's some good news right there.
Wow, dude, these waters are super cheap back then. It was only like 25 cents. So anyways,
They taste pretty fresh.
Yeah. So yeah, now you'll be back. Don't travel to a different dimension again.
I won't.
Frickin' Mazzi. Anyways, yeah, I went into the gas station. They had water for only like 25 cents. and it's really incredible. It was only 25 cents back then, but like, if you think about it though, like, wasn't everything around that price more, and people didn't get paid as much? So in a way, like, it's still feel like how it is today with like finance or whatever, but probably one good thing about that is there are not as many scammers out there like there is now. Because I know in our day and age in 2020, there's a lot of scammers out there that really tries screwing you around or whatever. So yeah, which makes me feel super sketch about like some things. It's like, what if there's like, okay, like getting a car, for example. Like, what if you want a car and it ends up with some salesperson decides to scam you out or whatever? How was your lizard training? You did not malfunction the time machine again, did you?
Nope.
Okay, good boy.
We Gucci.
Alright. As I was saying, I was talking about like, you know how money and everything was cheap back then?
Yeah.
But I was thinking, like, what if like what if it was like today with money, like people didn't get paid as much and everything felt like how it was back then with like when you're like buying anything.
I mean, stores would probably run out of business then.
Oh yeah, but well yeah, that's how it'd be in like this day and age. But like 1940, yeah, that's probably how everything used to run. I'm assuming everything was a lot cheaper. And one good thing is I don't think there were many scammers out there like there are now. Like, you've seen all the scams.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like if you want to get your first car, like, that's one thing I'm sketch about is like, what if a salesperson like wants to screw me over or get in the house? Because I know there's some crooks out there. I'm on to you. You better run. I'm coming for you. Coming for that juicy. I'm not gonna finish that.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Let's move on.
Let's move on
before
Okay, we can move on.
Before it get worse. Whatever. I don't know.
Have you ever got robbed before?
Robbed? No.
I've never.
There's been robberies nearby here, but I've never actually been robbed. Like, I remember it was a few years ago. My neighbor that's like two houses away from me got robbed. They took a television and a few other things. I remember it being on the news, but I don't remember the exact details, but like that's one of the things they took was like a television, maybe some values. That's what anyone would go after. It's like it's not like some criminal's gonna come in and take a piece of paper and it's like, I stole your piece of paper, and just run out. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, or just come in and take your child's favorite toy. Is like, oh, I could try and make this until like for only $2. Like,
the sad thing is I can see some of our old friends like doing that for kicks and giggles.
well, but yeah. Our old friends could do that too.
I can see Wolcam the phone doing that.
Yeah. He'd be coming in like dressed all black and with a black mask, like in old cartoons or whatever. He'd be like, Let's take the money. Like, you know, one of those weird 1960s robbers.
Yeah.
With some regular shirt on with a black mask. Just coming in, looking comically stupid, being like, I'm gonna take this jewelry.
No, if it was Volcano phone, it'd be more like
It'd be more dark.
No, I was thinking it'd be something like kind of comical, like I'm gonna steal this silverware or something really like corny. I'm gonna steal this napkin, like just so he wouldn't get in too much trouble. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be funny if there was actually people out there, like, they'd be so delusional. But, yeah, no, you don't see anybody like that, obviously. But, one thing, what was I about to say? It was, what if robbers were legal? Robbery was legal. What if there was no police officers from the beginning?
I'm pretty sure there's a movie about that, like The Purge.
Yeah, The Purge. But like, I'm talking about what if there was never cops to begin with? Like, what would this day and age be like? Like, it'd obviously be more chaos.
Like there'd be no government either.
Yeah.
It'd be like anarchy. Well, if you think about like there can be like in a perfect world. Like, anarchy can be good if the world had no sin, like, if Adam and Eve didn't eat the apple, but, I mean, like, then we probably wouldn't be making this podcast, because, I don't know, there'd just be so much violence and stuff, like, maybe your laptop would get stolen, like, we probably wouldn't even be here, I might be dead.
Yeah, like, we could, like some guy come with a baseball bat, just smash the laptop, like,
I don't see why someone would want to do that, but there's, like, some weird people that would probably do that.
Yeah, some people just like destruction, be like, I'm gonna destroy this laptop because I like destruction, kaboom, kaboom, kaboom!
Honestly, I think we over-exaggerate what The Purge would be like a lot of people will think, I think it'd be more peaceful than it would be destructive, to be honest.
Yeah, and another thing, like, what if some of your devices that get stolen end up being destroyed because they get into a rage about a video game, just like, with some game reviewers, like, you know, Angry Video Game Nerd, he'll, like, I saw this one episode, he played this really old, like, Amiga device, and it's, like, super crappy, and he ended up blowing it up or, like, putting it on fire, and he's thinking, like, what if more people was like that?
I'm honestly, I don't play much video games that much anymore because I get pretty bad game rage. Like, I have a loft and I threw my mouse off the loft. I was just so angry because I lost an Agario. This happened like a month ago too.
I almost broke a PS4 controller because of Rocket League for some reason.
That's why I try not to play competitive games because I just get so angry. Especially if it's before bed. When I play video games before bed to rest my mind, and like I know you're not supposed to do that, but it helps me. And I especially don't play like competitive games before bed because it just makes me so angry. Like I'll just be sleeping and like can't believe I lost that, and I won't be able to sleep.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's why I don't like to play much competitive because I don't know. I'll get into a rage like that, which is why I like to play Minecraft more because it's not really that competitive. It's all about like building and being creative.
Yeah, I for some reason I don't get rage over like Rocket League. Like I don't know, it's more like a chill game for me. That's really the only like competitive game I play.
Yeah. So, but sometimes you can't help but like play competitively though, you know.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Because some competitive games can be really fun though. Like I still play a lot of Rocket League, and I recently did a video on Brawlhalla, which is basically Super Smash Bros. But better in a way. Everyone's gonna get on me in the comments about this, but I don't know. Brawlhalla seems more fun to me than Super Smash Bros. I don't know. It's easier to learn, and I don't know. It's just, I feel like with Smash Bros, they'll add whatever. They'll add almost anything to get people's attention, to get money, or to raise profit.
Like it's more like Brawlhalla. You think is more quality over quantity?
Yeah, but I don't know if I should be saying that though, because Brawlhalla, they have like Steven Universe. They have some WWE stuff too.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, like Brawlhalla, like it is a little bit better because it's more like varieties, like more varieties for like Cartoon Network or like other like WWE stuff. Like it's more like variety than just one Nintendo thing. Like it's more like universes and stuff.
Ooh, that'd be cool if they add like regular show characters, like Mordecai and Rigby. Like they have Adventure Time and Steven Universe. They could also add characters from the Amazing World of Gumball. That was like my main show of Cartoon Network. And recently I saw the last Gumball video. You know, like their very last episode.
I haven't seen it. I didn't even know it stopped.
Yeah, but how it ended, like, okay, well, here's how the episode was like. So, in the beginning, Principal Brown is freaking out over the superintendent that's coming, and he's literally a live-action person, and he's trying to like straighten everyone up and like humanize all the cartoon characters. And yeah, like there's this one super creepy part in the episode where, I don't know, this one character was starting to turn into like a creepy human live action version. Like you could just see the live action eyes. It was, I don't know, it was super strange and creepy. But in the end, like Gumball and Darwin, you know, they helped put them back in their cartoon form or whatever animation they were in. And then the superintendent just he looked like he was about to fight the whole class, but he just ran off, and then Banana Joe just threw his banana peel at him, slipped, and he unmasked the superintendent, and it was Rob. And if you don't know who Rob is, apparently it's this guy like from the Void or whatever. I'm not sure much about him, but like, yeah, how the episode ends is like he gets knocked out by the dinosaur or whatever, and then like he wakes up later and he's like, why did they stop me? It was their only chance of survival. And in this universe, and then the whole world was like collapsing into this void, this bottomless pit void, and he just fell into it, and that was the cliffhanger. That's literally how it ended. And there are a lot of rumors that there could be a movie, but there's a chance that there may not be a movie. Cartoon Network might say no, and honestly, I would be pissed too if that happens, because I hate to have shows end on cliffhangers, because I know that's happened on some shows before, and I would hate to see that again, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like it's stupid. Like you start a series for a while, and then like something that's like super popular, you know?
Like regular show.
Yeah, and and it doesn't have a satisfying ending. It's just a cliffhanger. It's like, oh, it's not gonna be a happy ending. It's just that's how it's gonna end. He's gonna just be in the void and not gonna solve anything. That's how it's gonna end because we're not gonna let them finish. Like I never understood.
I kind of like
why.
stuff like that. It's like breaking the usual. Like it's like British humor. Like, you know what I mean? Like unhappy endings kind of like satisfy me. I have dark humor.
It's kind of like Monty Python if you think about it. You know, Monty Python, the Holy Grail, like in the, you know, the ending, like this huge army of knights are about to go and attack the French, and then these cop cars just come up and arrest them, and that's how it ends.
I haven't watched.
They never get the Grail. It just plays that music for like 5 minutes, and then like that's it.
I haven't watched the whole thing yet.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot less raunchier than I don't know, American humor.
That's also what I like about British humor. Like I feel like I'd be a good Briton, and like they have Mr. Bean and all the good shows.
Oh yeah, Mr. Bean, he's good. I've only seen like 1 or 2 episodes. I remember watching one episode. He was at like a swimming pool. He was or it was like one of him at a parking lot. Like no, it's like, it was like in a parking garage. But I first heard of Mr. Bean because this he was doing this funky dance, and it was playing Mr. Lova Lova. Mr. Lova Lova. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, and that reminds me of Miles from from our school. This kid named Miles, and yeah, he's like he was one of the edgy boys. He was into some raunchy stuff, honestly. Like he'd make some sexual jokes and moans in the hallways.
And go around grabbing everybody's butt.
Yeah, and flapping used condoms all around or whatever.
He did that?
I think he did. I'm not sure.
I thought that was just like a balloon they painted white to prank everybody, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I don't know. He's doing some sketchy stuff, honestly.
Yeah, like he just brought his condom to school and just started trying to touch everybody with it.
Yeah, like I had to sit next to him in science class in like the second semester of 8th grade, and he would always like slap my leg. He's like, "Oh yeah," you know. And get super cringy. But I somehow tolerated it. I mean, it's better. I've seen a lot worse cringe, so it's whatever. But those days are long gone now. We are now juniors.
Yes.
We are now junior. Okay, I'm not going back.
I still don't get that meme.
Okay, so something that Wally started to say, like he was. Okay, so it was from an episode of SpongeBob. You know, like the episode where like SpongeBob and Patrick are taking care of this clam.
Yeah.
So, well, there's this part where like Junior jumps. The clam is named Junior and jumps off the SpongeBob's window, and they're yelling, "Junior!"
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
It's like it's like what if they just run? They're running. They run to catch Junior, but then like they crash into they just hit SpongeBob's house and they don't catch him. It's like, did you catch him? No, and then it just ends. That'd
be pretty funny. British humor at its finest.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the whole Junior skit. Now, I don't know what the communist music had to do with it in the last episode, but yeah, I don't know. It's probably just some bit that he was trying to do. I'm not sure why. But yeah. Yeah, that's what the whole Junior thing was all about. And I know he said, like, I don't know, it doesn't make podcasts or whatever interesting, but you know what? This is my podcast. I don't care. So, yeah.
I honestly was kind of like weirded out a little bit about the noises, but
Yeah.
I like this style of podcasts better. Just chill.
Yeah. Yeah, all he does is use sound effects, and, like, you can't even hear us half the time because he's, like, super loud.
Yeah, you listen to a podcast when you want to chill out, or like.
Yeah.
Actually, I do podcasts into my morning routine. Like, I always color while I listen to podcasts because, like, I don't know, just podcasts are actually very good for you. Like, they help you socialize better. I noticed that, like, since I've started making my own podcast, listening can have the same effect, but I noticed, like, I've been able to talk to people better. Like, when there's dead space between like conversations, like, I'm able to fill it in better.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I've noticed that a little bit.
As well as listening to podcasts.
That's another good thing about making these podcasts. Like, it really helps you with stuff.
Yeah, and it helps me with social confidence a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
I know as well, listening to podcasts can help with socialization. Like, they help you, like listening to Joe Rogan back in the day. I always listened to him for like y'all know I have like Asperger's, like a social disorder, but it kind of like helps me, like it like when I listen to Joe Rogan, like, it kind of inspired me to, like, because I would never listen to people, and people want you to listen to them, so it'd be more like I'd have more things to, like, it set an example for me to ask more questions for more people. So podcasts are very helpful for me.
Yeah, they are. Anyways, I just got a thing popped up on a time machine. We're about to head to 1930s now. Yeah, so yeah, it's been another good episode, I'd say.
Probably one of the best we've filmed.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like every podcast, like, I think, yeah, every podcast gets better, and, like, the first podcast, like, the first video or the first podcast or the first whatever, like, I've done, it's always been cringe, and then when you get to, like, the 10th or the 50th, like, you become a Super Saiyan in podcasting.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like every episode will get down, like, it'll get better and better. So yeah. This has been David the Butcher here.
And Mazzi.
And this has been the 1940s. We will see you guys in the 1930s.
Peace out, brothers.
Yep. Goodbye, everybody.